Okay, we're back for another episode of NBA 2K11. And you see the last episode earlier, the Boston Celtics defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder by 15, 111 to 96, and start off for the Celtics. Ray Allen has 32, Paul Pierce 22, Rondo 12, Kevin Garnett 10, Delonte West 9, Nate Robinson 8, and the rest of the Boston Celtics. And the other side for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 45 points for Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook have 15 points, 21 assists. Leonard Kustic 8. Devin Cook 7. Daquan Cook 7 and Ibaka 6 and the rest of Oklahoma City Thunder. Huge win for the Celtics. They were now 9-3. Now they will share with Miami Heat for the most wins. Coming up next, our main game, the main cap for the game 2 from American Airlines Center in downtown Dallas as the Dallas Mavericks make their NBA 2K11 debut. It is gonna be Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls take on Dirk Nowitzki and Jason Kidd of the Dallas Mavericks. But unfortunately, Shawn Marion is still injured because of severe ankle sprain and not playing yet. So Dallas Mavericks looking for the 10 in a row, or will be the Bulls looking for improved 6-5. So the Mavericks looking for 10-game winning streak since the opening night loss with the Bobcats. And for this game, the Bulls gonna use the red and the Mavericks gonna use the white. So tip off, it's moments away here in American Airlines Center, Dallas, Texas. It's the Chicago Bulls and the Dallas Mavericks. Get ready and starts now. Enjoy and let's get started. Here we go.
A Friday night NBA presentation. The explosive second-year man in charge, Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls, go up against the Dallas Mavericks and their mid-range maestro, the fadeaway four-man, Dirk Nowitzki. Bulls, Mavericks, up next.
And there's a shot of Carlos Boozer earlier on arriving at the game. Friday Night Basketball, 2K Sports, and the NBA here live. Good evening, everyone. It's a single-game return to Dallas as the Mavericks look for a boost from their hometown crowd. They're coming off a great victory on Wednesday, and they took them out back to the woodshed, Clark. They really delivered a beatdown.
I think they kept the opposition really off balance for most of the game. They prevented any kind of rhythm or real flow from developing and forced a lot of turnovers in the process.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. Rose and Bang on the floor. And Corbin. And for Dallas, Kidd and Terry on. They're manning the backcourt. Haywood and Dirk make up the front court. And Butler. Now here's Rose, averaging 26 points a game. Let's send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Rick Carlisle. Doris?
He had a lot of energy as he came out of the locker room. They've been on a roll this season, and he gave all the credit to his players. He said, "It's been such a joy to coach this group of guys. They couldn't have responded better to what I've asked of them. Nice way to coach, guys."
Thanks again, Doris. You know, Clark, Dirk Nowitzki up his field goal percentage, his three-point percentage, and his free throw percentage all last season.
Yeah, Kevin, just fine-tuning an already deadly offensive attack. Dirk is still in the prime of his career.
One thing you have to deal with when you're playing Dallas, not only Clark can they make the threes, but you know what? They can defend the three-point shot pretty well.
Well, I know that's an emphasis of Rick Carlisle. They finished top 10 a year ago in three-point field goal defense, and they were able to do that because they do a nice job closing out on deep shooting threats, and then they don't give up very many easy shot attempts from behind the three-point line. They transition defensively as well.
Talking about the Mavs defense with Marion and Dirk Nowitzki, they certainly have the length to bother shooters.
You're right, and Kidd is no slouch either, Kevin. I mean, he's physical, and he can still bother point guards with his strength and his savvy and understanding. But you also have to credit the coaching staff because they do a nice job providing the players with a good defensive scheme.
Rick Carlisle played in the NBA for 6 seasons. He had a journeyman career.
And he transitioned right into coaching, Kevin. I think he knew that's what he wanted to do. He worked as an assistant for a few seasons, and he's been a head coach for the Pistons, Pacers, and now the Mavericks.
On defense, the Mavericks. After the missed three from Luol Deng, Dallas has come out of the gates quickly. It's a three-point game. They defeated the Hornets in their last game.
Kevin, I think it sort of came down to the fact they did not have to deal with a lot of pressure from the defense they were facing. But they've been up against a good defense. It could have easily been a different story.
Here's Rose after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. Noah. And Boozer backs in. Nails the easy jumper. Boozer's got his first 2 points of the night. Mark, what stands out about Coach Rick Carlisle's style?
Well, he's very much a guy who wants to have a hand on the game. He controls it pretty close. He's got a degree in psychology, which I think somewhat helps him in managing his players.
Good point. And so here is Dallas. The Bulls knocking down the three. And here is Nowitzki. He's coming off a 40-point game against the Hornets in New Orleans. And the basketball kid.
And after that last three they gave up, you knew he was looking to get it right back.
Here's Rose. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. Goes over the line. That's on Jason Terry. Derrick Rose out of Memphis, the former #1 overall pick in 2008. And then Clarkie went on to win the NBA Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he's proven himself as a terrific playoff performer in his first 2 years in the league as well. And he's only getting better, Kevin. Made his first All-Star team last year.
Tyson Chandler is checked in for Brendan Haywood. Chicago also making some changes. Keith Bogans, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. Kidd dishes to Nowitzki. Throws it. And it's Dallas with another. And Clark, talk about what makes Derrick Rose so special.
Well, I think it's his combination, Kevin, of size, strength, and speed, as well as acceleration in the open court. He is a terrific finisher in the lane.
And stolen by Butler.
The closer in you get, the more they'll reach in for the pilfer. You got to protect the rock.
Boozer picks him up. Nowitzki kicks to Terry. Back to Nowitzki. Let's loose for three. On number 3 for Dallas.
I'll tell you what, he'll be quite contented to sit out there beyond the arc and knock down shot after shot if they're going to play defense like that. Tighten it up out there. That's a heck of a job to lay it in around the taller defender, Kevin. Lovely, agile finish.
Here's Terry. There's Dallas with another.
Well, he's really special. Has to account for him at all times.
Outside Rose. A 10-footer. Here's Boozer. Now a look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. We look at the Bulls, the most efficient team in the NBA in terms of scoring.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Stackhouse comes in for Caron Butler. And Barea subbed in for Jason Terry. Then for the Bulls, Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Johnson comes in for Lou Aldang. And it's Korver in for Keith Bogans. And the basket by Johnson.
Great pass into the lane. They'll take that one every time.
Mavericks leading by 4. 3-pointer. Kidd. Number 3 for Dallas.
Some players really look for the three-point shot in transition. It's one of the best times to shoot it. You have to be a sharpshooter, though. And, of course, he is.
Now here's Johnson. Over Nowitzki. It's one-on-one. Great anticipation. Gibson with it. The dump off. Outside Rose. He's covered by Kidd. And here is Gibson. Let's go with the 3.
That's simply a big-time shot right there. To have that amount of concentration with the clock winding down is something special. A lot of players don't have that.
First quarter over, and big numbers up on the board. Mavericks ahead, leading by 4.
Kevin, their offense has been flowing right from the get-go. It's been fun to watch.
And we'll return momentarily.
Spend Thanksgiving with the NBA. Gilbert Arenas and the Washington Wizards hit the road for a duel with the Atlanta Hawks. The NBA season pushes on. Do not miss it.
Closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. Here is Barea, right now averaging 5 points a game. Taj Gibson, one of the older rookies last season, Clark, but he certainly showed he was ready to contribute right away for the Bulls.
Yeah, he really, that's a nice get for them, Kevin. He was a late first-round pick. He's athletic, he can finish inside, he's got the nice mid-range jump shot, and he's a worker. They love, in Chicago, they really love this kid's work ethic.
So with Nowitzki sitting on the bench, here's who Rick Carlisle's going with. They've got Stackhouse. J.J. Barea is out there with Stevenson. And it's Karan and Chandler. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, Jason Kidd, during his last seasons in New Jersey, as he began to slow down just a bit, decided he needed to do something to compensate. So he focused on mastering the three-point shot. He went to work every summer with a shooting coach, and look at the results. The last 3 seasons, he shot over 40% from deep, and last season he set a career high for three-pointers made with 176. The older he gets, the better he gets, Kevin.
He keeps adding layers to his game. Thank you, Doris. Stevenson hits the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Dang. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against San Antonio.
He knew exactly where the ball was going and got a hand on it.
Fades back. And another basket for Dang.
The steal led to an easy bucket in transition. That's a nice sequence.
17 wins on the road with 24 losses for the Bulls this past season.
And that's inverse of the home record. And they finished at 41 and 41 for 2 straight years, Kevin. That's about as middle of the pack as you can get.
Here is Barea, following the score by Luol Deng. Here's Stackhouse, and he lays that one up in the air.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
And Clark, our stat guy, follows up on what you just said, saying that they had inverse records for home and away in 2009 as well, if you believe that. That's what he told me. I'm just reading what he
All right, no kidding now. I'll take your word for it, but we'll see if they can break that trend this time around to get off of that 500 overall record and flip the script on the inverse home and road record. How about that?
Well said. I understood it.
Okay. So did I.
Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Kidd comes in for J.J. Barea. Chicago also making some changes. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Dan. Johnson comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. And the first one goes. So Clark, so often he talked about Jason Kidd. He can run the team. He does so many things so well. And that sometimes he does things that don't show up in the numbers in the stat sheet.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, even though that's a true statement, but he looks pretty good on the stat sheet, too, when you see how he's compiled those triple-doubles, and he does so many different things that help his team win.
Well, those triple-doubles, I think, third all-time to Magic Johnson.
Exactly.
Here's Kidd, and he slams it home. Here's the replay on the strike slam king.
Look at how he closed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endure you to. Your opponents, they don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound now.
You better keep your hands up if you've been playing with these guys over the past month, because if you're open, they'll find you. You take a look at Kidd, top 5 in the NBA, and his teammates love him.
Kevin, it has been an impressive month indeed for him, actually for both of them. They're excellent at finding the open man, and because they do such a good job of it, Their teams are unselfish and productive.
Just trailing him. He really does a great job leading his team. Such an unselfish player. The free throw drops for Rose. Derrick Rose, born and raised in Southside Chicago. He learned the game from his three older brothers and a very successful amateur career.
Boy, he sure did, Kevin. How about he won 2 state championships in high school, played collegiately for the University of Memphis, and in the only year he was there, they got to the NCAA championship game, and he was a primetime performer during that whole run that season.
Here's Boozer after the Mavericks pick up 3. Shot clock at 3. 2 seconds left. Kept alive. Johnson. Rose against Kidd. Here's Johnson. Knowles gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. Here we are in November. See how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at the Lakers. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And then checking out Dallas. Just a few spots below there. The first one falls. And Rose Clark selected #1 overall by his hometown Chicago Bulls back in 2008.
Well, it seems like it was a good fit, perhaps meant to be. They only had less than a 2% chance of winning the top pick, but they hit the jackpot and got their man in Rose.
Both teams will make substitutions. Thinking about this Bulls team knocked out by...
Kevin, they're fighting extremely hard right here. Bit by bit, just trying to pull away.
Here's Rose. He had 25 points last game. He's picked up by Kidd. Here's Boozer. Takes it up. And off the glass as he lays that one up and in. Boozer's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Here's Terry. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in New Orleans. And it's Dallas with another. Bulls trail by 8. Outside Rose. Here's Boozer. Rejection. Mavericks leading by 8. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, as you know, the Dallas Mavericks are one of the older teams in the entire NBA. Jason Kidd said, we understand what it takes to win. When you have a veteran team, you might be older, people think you might be slower, but you have to use your wisdom and knowledge to win ball games, and that's where we feel we have a huge advantage. And with Kidd bringing it up, guys, the basketball IQ is never a question. Kevin?
Not at all. Thanks, Doris. So for the Bulls, Alexander's checked in, and it's Dang in for Kyle Korver. Here is Watson, averaging 6 points per contest. Baseline jumper, good. Here's Kidd, 8-point game. The steal.
That's what happens when you get greedy with those long passes.
Nowitzki to Thomas. Jacks up a 3. It's good assisting on the play was Nowitzki. And the Mavericks lead by 11. He's in them with a lot of good ball movement.
That's exactly the way to play. The fans love it, it's fun for the players, I love it, and more importantly, it's tough to defend.
And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game, and the next game it'll be played in Los Angeles. And they're in the middle of this long string of games away from home. That'll be game 4 of 7 straight away. First one falls for them.
They're much more aggressive than in the first quarter. They're getting to the line a lot more, which to me is always an indication of being the aggressor.
He hits both from the stripe. Here's Terry. He has 6. Puts the hammer down. the Bulls with the ball. They trail by 11. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
I didn't think we saw a real strong outing defensively from this Kevin. Very few teams can get away with winning, maybe a handful of games, if that, relying solely on their offense.
The Mavericks making a switch here. That one misses. There's Dallas. They've got the Hawks ahead of them in their next game, and it's in Atlanta. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
Right now, he's just too good. Way too good. They need to bring a second defender and try to make him give up the ball.
Here's Watson, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
Looks like a good call from here where I sit. Definitely some contact on that shot.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Terry. He's got 10. From deep, it's Butler that time on the assist by Terry. Butler's got 8 points. Here is Watson. And he hits.
I'll tell you what, the defense has really picked it up in this second half.
And so we wrap up the first half.
Nowitzki has been playing really well. 13 points and 5 block shots. What an opening half that was for him.
And it's more NBA action coming your way here on 2K Sports.
Thanks for tuning into the HB Halftime Report. Out in Dallas, it's been a one-sided contest. For the Dallas Mavericks, they have the lead against Chicago. They're off to a hot start this season. They'd like to continue that hot streak in this game. For Dirk Nowitzki, it's been too easy against Chicago. He's got 13 points, getting things done on the defensive end too, and giving it their all, the Chicago Bulls. They've boosted their offense with a steady diet of made free throws. Derrick Rose playing impressively so far. Has a great 7 points and has added a couple assists in this one too. It's been all one-way traffic here in the early going of this one, but both of these guys have had strong games so far. And now back to the game in Dallas. Glad to have you along with us.
Well, it hasn't been very close so far, but with another half remaining, still plenty of time left. Here's Terry. It's a 13-point game. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Rose and Bang on the floor. Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah, they're inside. And Corbin. Brendan Haywood in his 10th season out of North Carolina making the move to Dallas Spark. They acquired him from Washington last year when the Wizards were doing their cleaning house.
Yeah, they did, and I think Dallas got a terrific defensive center. I mean, he's a guy who can really protect the paint. They say he can be a little disinterested at times, but when he's animated and engaged, he's as good. As there is at the defensive end of the floor at his position.
Here's Terry. 10 points for him with the Dallas Mavericks. And looking at last year, how they ranked, they tied the Lakers for the best record in the West against the East. They were 22-8.
Well, unfortunately for them, Kevin, that regular season track record is not their problem. It's teams in the West that give them fits in the postseason.
Well, at the expense of Mav fans, dare I bring up the Miami Heat when you talked about them against the East in the finals just a few short years ago?
They don't want to hear about that part. I mean, that was a painful pill to swallow after being up in that series 2-0 and looked like they had game 3 in their pocket before Dwayne Wade went berserk and then took over the whole series on the way to Miami winning that championship.
And so here is Chicago. 9-point game.
And right now, their offense is really on track to start this half. I mean, everybody's in sync. The chemistry's good. The flow is good. They've hit their first 4 so far.
Now here's Nowitzki. He's got 15.
Watch outside.
4 on the clock. And Here's Kidd from the arc. Kept the water. A second left. Haywood gets the bucket.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the board to be left alone.
Chicago calls timeout, and this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first meeting of the season.
Yep, they'll see them twice this season, so not a lot of FaceTime with these guys.
Here's Noah. Right now averaging 7 points a game. Got that bucket in no time at all. 12 points for him.
Wow, they are absolutely unconscious to start the half.
And here's Kidd from the arc. And the Mavericks lead by 8. Here's Rose. 10 points for him. Now Deng. And Boozer backs in. Lays it in off the up and under. Boozer's got 8.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not grinding quick, but he was determined to take that into the ring. That's a good look. Very nice look.
Chicago with the ball. Trailing here by 8. Good against Rose. Mavericks leading by 8. And the basket by Kidd. He's got 13.
Unbelievable shot there. Busted out the trick release and left the defender dazed and confused.
Kidd still a very good point guard in his late 30s, but he struggled against the Spurs, Clark, in last season's playoffs.
Yeah, he sure did. I mean, just 30% shooting in that series from the floor. Anybody can have a bad stretch of games, though, and the Spurs really seem to know how to defend him and make it tough for him.
Here's Jerry. After Carlos Boozer scored. Well, they prevented the dunk, but there's a whistle, and he'll head to the line. That free throw, no good. So when you look at Kidd, now 37 years of age, how long can he be an impact player for this Dallas team?
You know, I think he's certainly in the twilight of his career, but if his minutes are massaged and he can get some help from a backup point guard, then I think he still can add a lot of value, leadership, and the fact that he's strong, physical, and he plays both ends of the floor so well.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Noah. Pass to Rose. And it's Boozer that time, and the assist by Rose. Boozer's got 12 points in the game.
When you get a hot hand like him, it's real simple. You need to keep going with it.
Always a big asset for any sports team. This Mavs team is lucky to have such a dynamic owner committed to winning, even though they have an aging roster who've managed to be a premier team for the last decade. But do you think that their window is shrinking a little bit?
Well, you always have to be cognizant of that. There is a certain shelf life for players and a group of players on a particular team, and certainly the Mavs are moving in that direction. So we'll see how it plays out over the next year or two, but you have to consider that Kidd and Nowitzki not only have a lot of years on their resumes, but they've also got a lot of miles on their bodies too.
The Mavericks making a switch here. Here's Rose. 12 points for him. Right side Deng. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Teng's got 8 points. We'll see what the coach has drawn up. Will they opt for the quick shot? Chandler down low. Covered by Noah. Chandler's shot. Good. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Well, he's playing a well-rounded game, and he's really helped them in a number of ways.
Outside Rose. Again, Chicago.
They're not as aggressive from the outside here, but maybe they should think about stretching the defense a little bit, like they did in the first half. I mean, stretching the defense makes it easier to score inside, too. Their game plan is to push the break, and it sure has worked so far. They're running circles around the defense.
Here's Boozer. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Boozer's got 14 points for the game.
He's been big for him here in the quarter.
Here's Stevenson. We've reached the end of the third quarter in what's been an exciting game so far to watch. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
Absolutely. He's scoring well, and he's doing it with excellent efficiency. That's the key. He's playing within himself and getting good looks.
And we'll be back momentarily live from Dallas.
Spend Thanksgiving with the NBA. Tyreek Evans and the Sacramento Kings go up against Baron Davis and the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a Pacific Division showdown. Hoops action.
As the fourth quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Hey, Doris.
Thanks, Kevin. It's the Mavericks with the spark of the game with that big push we saw. Their offense heated up in the third quarter, and that changed the complexion of this basketball game, guys.
And thank you, Doris. That run was a defining moment for sure.
Yep, that's exactly when it all came together.
Here's Rose. Stevenson out there with Jason Kidd. And it's Jerry Stackhouse. And it's Chandler and Butler. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Alexander. Chandler with the rebound.
The defense read the scouting report, and they're going to sag off of him. He's just not a threat from out there.
Now Stevenson with the fadeaway. That's good. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
And he gets the bucket. Foul is called. One free throw for him.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team him. That's your only hope.
No good there. He's unable to convert on a three-point play.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Bulls trail by 8.
I feel.
Rose with the ball. It's blocked. The break is up. It's dumped off. Outside Kidd takes a three. Another three for Dallas.
He's been stroking it from long range all game long. Actually, most of his points have come from the
time called here, and the Bulls decide to talk it over. For Dallas. Brendan Haywood is checked in for Chandler. Nowitzki comes in for Deshaun Stevenson. And it's Bogut in for Jason Kidd. And the Bulls making a change here. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, Tom Thibodeau had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He was clearly fuming. He told them, "You guys look like you're sleepwalking out there." He said, "I don't know if you rolled out of the wrong side of the bed this morning or what, but we've got to step up and wake up."
Will the Mavericks the biggest lead of the game? 15 points.
They're in the home stretch. If they keep making plays, it's all there.
A challenging stretch here for Chicago. It's a 14-point game. Here's Watson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. At the line. That free throw, no good.
They're settling for far too many jumpers here right now, which has limited their ability to get fouled and go to the line. You can't draw fouls if you're settling for perimeter shots. They've got to look to penetrate more and get those free throw opportunities ramped up.
Now here's Nowitzki. And number 3 for Dallas.
I love that they're staying aggressive and just keep piling on the point.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Trailing by 17. Thomas with the ball. Over Haywood. Thomas, that's good. Thomas got his first basket of the night. Here's Bogut. Great finish in traffic. And the Mavericks lead by 17.
No answers on D. They can't do anything to stop them.
Here's Thomas. Connects from in close. Thomas got his second basket of the night. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run.
I'm not a big fan of the fadeaway in that situation, but he drained it. Nice shot.
Chicago with the ball. Here's Watson, and the Bulls tack on 2 more. Here's Bogut. Lets it go from the wing, and it's Dallas with another.
These guys are putting on a clinic. They're playing with confidence, and their offense is really flowing.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Chicago calls timeout. They're behind by 17. 2:05 left in the fourth. Jason Terry, he's checked in for Dallas. Kidd comes in for Roddy Vogel. Chicago also making some changes. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Thomas. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Here's Rose. Here's Gibson. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Shots good by Butler.
Kevin, over the course of the game, they've gotten it done. This should be an insurmountable lead.
And here is Noah. And he pushes it down with one hand.
That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
And here we go with Jason Terry. He's covered by Dang. On the high post. Nice shot by Terry.
Got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
This game a pretty lopsided one.
Yeah, and they need to find some answers and quickly.
Goes up and finished off by Noah.
Plays like that are what makes this league so great. He's a special player.
I don't care if you're a fan of another team, you have to admire someone, Clark, who can make those types of plays. Butler on the wing. It's stolen by Rose. Dang against Butler. Open look. Dang can't get it to go.
He's really struggled to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, and he really doesn't look like himself out there.
Now here's Nowitzki. Kidd, covered by Noah. Outside Terry. Good in the assist to Kidd. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
He's really one of the big reasons why they have the lead now. He's playing an extremely efficient game. It's fun to watch. Hoping to force some turnovers, they switch to the half-court trap. They can't do anything right. They can't even keep the ball in play. This game is getting very ugly and sloppy.
And yep, that falls. The foul is called. We'll see if she won from the free throw line. And he makes the free throw. Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 23. 40 seconds left in the game.
Little different look here. Straight man-to-man defense.
Here's Rose. He dishes it. Dang. The 10-footer. Rose against Nowitzki. And it's Dallas with another.
Right on the verge of victory now. They don't need much more than to just take care of the basketball.
Here's Rose. And he slams that one in.
Boy, he's such a powerful finisher, Kevin.
Well, it's almost a sure thing when he gets in that close part.
A clear path? You don't want to get in the way of this fella.
Oh, no. It's clear for him in every time.
With this double-digit margin, very little can be done to make this a contest now.
Fires the three. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
Here's Kidd. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Way to close out an opponent. Kevin, I think we're done here.
And here we go with Derrick Rose. Tipped. So you see the Mavericks taking the win here. Not much to be critical of at this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
Wow, huge victory for the Mavericks. They're now 10 in a row, and looks like we have another shoe collection. They received Team ISO. There we actually bonus skip speed plus 2. So the Mavericks will crush the Chicago Bulls by 18, 109 to 85, and a huge 18 to keep their winning streak alive. Together go for 10 in a row after losing the opening night. So accordingly, in the Rockets will go here now after some not injuries yet. So here's the view box score. The Mavericks crushed the Bulls by 15. 109 to 85 for the Mavericks. 26 points for Nowitzki. Kidd has 21. 30, 15. Stackhouse and Butler 10. Stevenson 8. And the rest of the Dallas Mavericks. And the other side for Chicago Bulls. Derrick Rose 21. Carlos Boozer 14. Culver 12. Deng and Loa 8. And the rest of the Chicago Bulls. Huge performance for Dallas. And now you're gonna take the victory game over the Bulls. So here's the upcoming schedule on November 20. We got the Suns, Bobcats, Magic, Pacers, Heat, Grizzlies, Nets, Nuggets, Jazz, Blazers, Thunder, Bucks, Knicks, Cavaliers, Spurs, Knicks, Clippers, and Mavericks, Hawks. So it looks like we have another D-League schedule. We got the Austin Toros take on Mary Redclocks, Armor Bayhawks, Wizards Energy, Thunderbirds Stampede, Idaho Stampede, Utah Flash versus Bighorns, and 66ers versus Jam. It's gonna simulate on November 20. Who's gonna go for the simulate again? Anthony Flower will be hurt for day-to-day sore knee. Anthony Morrow will still playing and hurt as a broken finger 4-6. Oh, Troy Murphy will be out for 4-6 due to the broken hand. Anderson Berger will be healed. Chris Kaman is now back again in the lineup. Darko Milicic will be healed. Alright, here's the schedule. Here's the updates there. Suns beat the Bobcats. Magic beat the Pacers. And some reason, the Miami Heat lose to Memphis Grizzlies by 6. And just like in real life, you see Rudy Gay hit the game-winning shot against LeBron and the Heat. And they're down to the wire. And so Rudy Gay hit the game winner. So for Memphis, 24 points for Zach Randolph, 22 points for Marc Gasol, Rudy Gay 20, 19-12 for Mike Conley, OJ Mayo 13, 20 out of 10, and outside the rest for the Memphis Grizzlies. And the other side for Miami, Dwayne Wade 29, Chris Bosh 27, LeBron 22, Eddie House 10, and Mike Miller 10, and the rest of the Miami Heat. So the Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Spurs, Knicks, and the Mavericks hold up by 1 point, keep their 11-game winning streak. To keep their winning streak alive. Wow, they hold up, win over the Hawks in a close game contest. So the Hawks with the Smith, Crawford, Johnson, BB. So both teams, Crawford and Johnson 18, Smith have 26, BB 11, Powell 8, and the rest of the Atlanta Hawks. And the other side for Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki 34 and 10, Butler 18 along with Terry, Thomas 11, Chandler 8, and the rest of the Dallas Mavericks. A huge victory in a close contest. 1 point win for the Mavericks. They hold on with the win. What a contest win for Dallas. Move on to November 21. You see NBC Sunday Night Football. NBC Sunday Night Football in real life. You see the NFC East first place showdown featuring Eli Manning of the New York Giants versus Michael Vick of the Philadelphia Eagles. Paracetamol.
Paracetamol what?
Offer not dying.
Huh?
Nor just sick for
Okay,
it.
very good.
In real life, this was the NBC Sunday Night Football Week 11 matchup featuring the first place in the NFC East. It was Eli Manning of the New York Giants taking on Michael Vick of the Philadelphia Eagles in the first place in the NFC East. 6-3, that was the showdown. So we got Celtics, Raptors, Hornets, Kings, Wizards, Pistons, and Warriors, Lakers. And we have another D-League game. We got the Utah Flash, Bighorns, Skyforce versus Ants, and Texas Legends take on the D-League World Champion Rutgers Vipers. Yes, the D-League Champion Vipers in real life. So that was Wizards, Pistons, and Warriors. Lakers gonna simulate again. And the Lakers continue on a roll. 10 in a row. They win over the Warriors. Carlos Arroyo will be hurt for sore knee. Aaron Flowers will be healed. So, alright. Let's check out some stats. We got the Celtics, Kings, in the Wizards, and the Lakers in the win. Move on to March 22. Another D-League game. We have one D-League games here in Wizards Energy. So we got Celtics, Hawks, Timberwolves, Thunder, Kings, Jazz, Pacers, Heat, Suns, Rockets, great one in the West in interconference matchup, the Magic Spurs, Nuggets, Warriors, and Hornets Clippers. So let's check out the great one. Who's gonna win here? Crawford will be hurt for day-to-day. Shane splits. Tony Parker. Oh! Okay, Tony Parker just playing Glon. And Magic are now 10 in a row. Will win over the Spurs. They pick up the second loss of the season. Andrew Bynum will be heel. Jason Richardson heel. Kevin Love is heel. Alright, so looks like the Rockets are gonna win there. So looks like it's gonna be second place. So the Mavericks are taking Southwest leading. So we got the Hawks, Thunder, Jazz, Heat, Rockets, Magic, Warriors. What the? How did it happen again? Nuggets are the parent now. Nuggets are the parent now. Nuggets are one back-to-back, but they were not gonna get 3 in a row. Wow, Nuggets lose, and Warriors score 142 points. Look at the first two in the first half. Warriors score in the first 41 points, and then in the second half, that was second quarter 42. They combined 83 in the first half. Wow, unbelievable. Look at this. Monte Ellis has 67 points. They're unstoppable. Stephen Curry 18 and 10. Delroy Wright 17, Wright 9, Williams 8, Radomich and Rangers 5. Wow, Nuggets continue to struggle. And for the Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony 36, Bellows 28, Ty Lawson and Kenyon Martin 13, Hi Erickson, J.R. Smith 12, and the rest of the Denver Nuggets. And the Hornets beat the Clippers. Now move on to November 22 on our daily games to one game coming up. The Skyforce Mavericks. We got the Caps, Pacers, Hawks, Knicks, Sixers, Wizards, Bobcats, Knicks, Pistons, Mavericks, and Bulls. Lakers gonna be showdown.
Finish ka na ba?
Not yet.
Finish na kasi dilig-dilig tayo kay kita eh.
So it's gonna simulate right now. It's gonna win here. Knicks are now 5 in a row. Shannon Brown will be straight MCL. Let's check out some real box score. Cavaliers win over the Pacers. Nets win over the Hawks. Wizards win over the Sixers. Knicks win over the Bobcats. Mavericks win over the Pistons. And somehow, the Chicago Bulls knock off the Lakers in a close contest. Let's check out the build box score. 22 points for Ron Artest, Lamar Odom 17, Kobe Bryant 16, Derek Fisher 13 and 10, Andrew Bynum 10, Shannon Brown 9, and the rest of the Lakers. And for the Bulls, Derrick Rose 30, Luol Deng 20, double for Joakim Noah, Alexander 15, Boozer 14, and the rest of the Chicago. Wow, looks like the Bulls stunned the Lakers in the trailing game. Wow, that's unbelievable. Here's the upcoming games on November 24th. Knicks, Bobcats, Bucks, Cavaliers, Sixers, Raptors, Pistons, Grizzlies, Spurs, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Thunder, Bulls, Suns, Hornets, Jazz, Nets, Celtics, and our first and only game will have a lone game because we have the ESPN college basketball. We have the Heat and the Magic. So the Heat and the Magic, there's no D-League games tomorrow night, so there will be no D-League games. So skipping all the way to the Nets Celtics game, so we got the Knicks and the Bobcats win. Wow, they dominated by 42 point margin. Jackson 35, Mohammed 21, Wallace 20 and 12, and for the Knicks 33 points from Amari Stoudemire. Bucks and the Cavaliers and the Cavs stun the Bucks, okay? 35 points and Mo Williams, 23 points for McGay and James 22. That was like a real life where the Cavs beat the Bucks on the last second shot. Sixers and the Raptors and Jared Jack will be day to day and along when the injuries hurt. And Raptors getting win here. Barbosa 30, Vargani 20-13, and Leach doubles here. Iverson 15 and Iguodala only have 14. Pistons and the Grizzlies and Grizzlies win and keep Pistons continue losing skid. They dominate win by 33. Wow. Randall 32 and 12, Conley 25, Hamilton 18. Spurs and the T-Wolves and Spurs getting bounced back. Kevin Love 22 points and Duncan have 23-14, Ginobili 22. Mavericks and the Thunder and Mavericks continue on the road. They're now a 12-game win streak since they lose on opening night. 25-14 for Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant 21, and Dirk Nowitzki 41 points. Unbelievable. Bulls and the Suns and Jaron Collins will be out for a sore foot. 1-2 and the Suns still able to manage win by 20. Steve Nash 38, Luol Deng 24, Derrick Rose 23. Hornets and the Jazz and Ronnie Price were sure but still win by Utah. 18 points and 11 rebounds for Al Jefferson, Marcus Thornton 22, and David West 20. And last but not least, New Jersey Nets and the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics went in like the real life because Shaquille O'Neal has to play in real life. Look at the Celtics score 40 points in the fourth quarter, and only the Nets score a 13 points. I believe 75 they started in the lead, 79 and 75 to start the fourth, and they came in and outscore. Wow. Pierce 20 points, Garnett 14, Ray Allen 13, Rondo 13, O'Neal 12, and it's Sharon O'Neal. On the other side for the Nets, 21 points for Outlaw, 19 points for Harris, Lopez 14, and Williams 11. The rest of New Jersey. Alright, let's check out some power rankings first. Let's check out some power rankings in the league. So top 2, Lakers and Spurs stay. Mavericks 3, Rockets 4, Magic 5, Celtics 6, Heat 7, Knicks 8, Wizards 9, Hawk Thunder 10. They drop it because of Harden injured, so looks like the rest is. And then last place was the Toronto Raptors. Let's check out some conference standings in the East. Magic and 11-3, Heat are 10-4. It's gonna be good one between the Heat and the Magic game. Gonna be a battle for the first place in the Southeast. Gonna be round 2. And the leading Cavaliers, the Central Division leading Cavs, are 4th seed. Wizards 5th, Knicks are 6th, Bucks are 7th, and Bobcats 8th. And the other side for the West, Mavericks are the ticket number 1 seed, 13-1, and the hottest team in the NBA. Lakers 13-2. Spurs 3 seeds 3, Jazz 4, Rockets 5, Thunder 6, Suns 7, and the Warriors 8, and the rest Memphis and Sacramento. You know what it is right now? And let's check out some injury updates. So keep in mind, continue injuries right now here in Amazing Game. So that will be wrap up here tonight. So gonna be wrap up here in American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. It's gonna be a great one here and a great game. So that should do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and coming up next tomorrow I have a long Sunday matchup, and along with 2K14 Spin the Rail episode 8. It's gonna be next week, tomorrow night. So first, we have a Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic first place in the Southeast Division leaders. The Magic 11-3 and the Heat are 10-4. It's gonna be the first place duo. Miami, Orlando, Battle of the Florida, Part 2. It's gonna be interesting. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. The Mavericks defeat the Bulls 109-85. This is Andre Kenshin. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget, NFL Saturday night doubleheader tomorrow. We got CJ Stroud and the Juggernaut Red Hot Houston Texans take on Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers in the rematch of the AFC Wild Card, and followed by both are injured. Lamar is out and Jordan Love is out as the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. So that's it. Do it and take care of business. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll see you tomorrow on Sunday. We're heading to Amway Center in Orlando for the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. Time to take away and see you next time. Peace out and good night. We'll see you tomorrow.